Whoever does the YouTube, I hope y'all cut that part out. Good morning, everyone. How are you all? Hi, Miss Schomburg. I see your camera's on. What's up, Roberto? Hey, Feroz. Mr. Denny. My favorite administrator. Is that you?
I'll take that.
Oh wait, no, Dr. Hart's on the call. No, I'm just let's see. So today is hopefully going to be a great day because we might reach quorum. Dr. Hart, hello, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Abram, do you want to go ahead and share the PowerPoint?
Just to ask everyone if you could do this, because we are doing the whole quorum thing today. If you are a student and an org rep, could you put in parentheses next to your name that you are a student? And if you're faculty or staff, mention that as well, because we are going to be counting today. So I just wanted that identification to be there so we have a clear number, if that's possible.
Yeah, so to reiterate what Alina said, if you're a student or a faculty, whatever you identify as, if you could include that in your name for your Zoom name, because we're counting quorum and the only people that count towards quorum are students. So we just want to make sure we do that right. So please add a student next to your name if you're a student representative. Abram, next slide. Thank you all for coming, by the way. Troy, loving that energy. All right, Miss Bianca Schomburg from Education Abroad. Bianca, are you on the call?
I am.
Oh, okay.
Do you have the PowerPoint?
Yes, I believe we do.
Okay. I think it's only like 4 or 5 slides.
Yeah, go ahead and click on that, Abram.
No, I'm not dining plans. I'm the Education Abroad one. Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Bianca Schomburg. I'm the Executive Director for Education Abroad and Scholar Services, and I briefly want to tell you about an optional fee regarding Education Abroad Student International Accident and Sickness Insurance. Next slide. So just background for those of you who don't know, UHCL did not have a formal education abroad program. I was brought in 2019 to actually build a formal education abroad office. So we started from scratch. In the past, the few education abroad programs that have gone out, the insurance has not been mandated, or they were using an insurance company that is not highly credible in the industry. So I went out and I vetted insurance companies with my experience, and we successfully found a company that would serve the purposes for UHCL. And when I speak about education abroad, I just want to be clear that I'm speaking about anything that is outside of the United States. So even if it's an internship, you're going to a conference with a faculty member in Canada just for like 2 days, that all falls under education abroad. Next slide. So the proposal that I have is that it is a fee request only for students who have been approved for a UHCL education abroad program. So that means that if you are going on an education abroad program and you've committed to the program, we have the ability to charge your account for the insurance, the mandated insurance. And remember, insurance that you have here in the United States is totally different than the insurance you would have overseas. And typically the insurance you have here does not apply when you're overseas. Study abroad is very unique. You have anthropology students who go out into the middle of nowhere and they're digging. Education abroad insurance covers those type of things. So currently the cost may run about $12 per week, 12 to 25. Very rarely does it go up. If you see anything on the high end, it's because maybe the type of program that the student is on. For example, we have a program that's coming up where students will be on a boat for an entire week or two going down the Amazon. So this fee is only for students who have applied and have been approved for an education abroad program that we are then able to charge them for the mandated insurance. All students are required to have insurance when they go abroad. Next slide. So just a few benefits. Like I said, insurance covers unique needs when a student is abroad. This is all about your safety and your health, which is paramount and number one priority for us when it comes to education abroad. We also need to be able to support the faculty who take you abroad. They need help, they need services. Say for instance, you're in Paris and you're walking down the street on a cobblestone street and you kind of break your ankle or something, crack your ankle. The faculty need to be able to know who to contact, what hospital speaks English, where can you go, who will take your insurance. So it all supports that. A few things for you to consider is that we're a small office because we're brand new. We need resources and individuals to help us in case there is an emergency and we maybe need to evacuate students or get you the help that you need. We also want to make sure students are not going out buying really bad insurance. People will sell you policies and then something happens to you overseas and you find out that you have no care. They are not going to help you. It is our responsibility to make sure that we vet and we find very high quality insurance for you. Also, this is very standard at most universities where education abroad always mandates insurance and they supply the insurance for the students. So we want to make sure that we at UHCL fall in line with other universities across the country. And again, this fee only applies for students who have been approved and committed to a UHCL education abroad program. Next slide. I just want to reference this so you all can have it if you want to look at it later. But these are just a few of the systems in the United States, the larger systems that require insurance or it is already built into the application fee. So the University of Texas system, I actually used to work for them. This is already built into the application fee for students. It's a part of the application process. The University System of Georgia is another large university system that has insurance built in for their students. And the company that they're using is actually the company that we have selected currently for our students here at UHCL. Next slide. So now we'll open up for questions and you can go to the next slide as well during the questions.
Thank you so much, Ms. Schomburg. Does anybody have any questions for education abroad about insurance or the optional fee or anything else mentioned? Let's see. Would this fee include any pre-health screening students may have to complete before traveling abroad?
The answer to that is no. However, you may choose a program that may require that. For example, there are some programs that maybe you will be, depending on your major, and this is typically with anthropology, environmental, where you will be out in a rural area, climbing mountains, things like that. Certain programs may require a pre-health screening, but just to get insurance, absolutely not, you do not.
All right, are there any other questions? If not, we'll go ahead and move on to the next presentation. But if anybody has any questions, the Education Abroad email and phone number and office number is on the screen, as well as their Instagram. So please feel free to contact them through any one of those avenues.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
No problem. Next up, I believe we're on our agenda is Dr. Hart.
See, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, good deal. Good morning, everyone. I am sending a link in the chat, and I wanted to bring this to SGA because of the great work the executive board did with our town halls last semester. As President Loya can attest to, one of the items that came out of that was a lot of students had concerns and questions about the racial climate on our campus. And as a direct result of that, the university has made the decision to participate in the NACCC survey on the racial climate specifically on our campus. And this will give us an opportunity to see to hear from all of our students. This survey at this point is only available to undergraduate students. There will be a graduate version of this survey in spring of 2022. But I really need everyone in this meeting to reach out to your peers, your constituents, any and every undergraduate student that you know, and please have them take this survey. Each student will receive a unique link for the survey, so you cannot share your link with anyone else. And we have approximately 3 weeks. You'll receive several reminders. The other thing that the survey let me do this. So there'll be incentives. So every day we will draw a student to win a $25 gift card to the bookstore. And then at the end of the survey, all students that participate will go into a raffle for an iPad, Dre Beats headphones, and Dre Beat earpods or earphones or whatever. I don't know what they're called, but they're the real nice ones. They're like $300. So we're going to have several daily prizes and grand prizes at the end. But I just want to give kudos to our SGA leadership, especially President Loya, who oversaw those town hall meetings. And I know they were extremely stressful.
Why are you buttering me up?
But it's the truth. And you know it's the truth. You did all of that work. And everyone wanted to show what the racial climate is like on this campus. And if we didn't have those town halls, this wouldn't have happened and it wouldn't have been a priority. And we want to provide opportunities for every student to say their 2 cents. Once we get that information back, we will do a presentation specifically for SGA to go over the results. And so we can figure out as a campus, including all of our students, what we can do now to move forward. We're not just going to have the results just sit there in some report.
So a little bit more about the survey.
Yeah.
I'm reading the email that was sent to me by Matthew Perry. Also, another thing that came out of this was the diversity committee that I'm on right now with Dr. Leah Beaver. She spoke about that a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
But the survey opens today and I believe should run through May 11th. Everybody should have received a link in their email. Students who complete the survey will be automatically entered into daily drawings to win gift cards. At the end of the survey, students will be entered into a drawing for slightly bigger prizes, i.e. Beats headphones. I also have some graphics and stuff that we will be posting on our social media that I know UH Clear Lake has posted on the big social media account. So that information is available there. And this survey is tailored specifically for undergraduate students. So there will be an opportunity in spring 2022 for UHCL to potentially do a second survey for graduate students. But this one right here that we're talking about is for undergraduate students. That's
Absolutely.
I have.
Thank you for that. So I really wanted everyone to know that this is a result of what we heard from you and we're trying to act on it. And just if everyone can, obviously we want 100% response rate, but we know that's not going to happen. But as close to 100% that we can get will really allow us to look at what our students want to make change. The survey is through the University of Southern California. And so they've been doing this survey for several years now using, some amazing metrics in regards to student diversity, equity, and inclusion. And I think this is going to benefit our campus for years to come.
So there's a question in the chat that I'm not sure if you addressed, but sorry, I have to kind of scroll up.
Is it, does the survey capture? Yeah, so that's a great question. I will tell you that they did not share all of the questions with us in advance, so I can't answer that. I will ask that question to our colleagues at USC and get a response, but we only got a chance to see the sample questions. I don't know if that's because they want to keep it fair and honest and really have the relationship with our undergraduate students. Maybe they don't want us to influence anything. I don't know, but we did not get the questions in advance, just the various themes. So let's say you take the survey and they don't address intersections, maybe that's something we can give as feedback to say, hey, we really need you to address intersections. But I'm hoping that would be the case.
What's with the student input thing?
Okay, that's the second thing. Okay, so any other questions about the survey on racial climate?
If you have any questions, you can also email sga@uhcl.edu. We'll CC Dr. Hart in our email response. I think we have enough information to answer the questions.
Absolutely. So the second thing is I was hoping to get a group of students, and President Loya, I would definitely appreciate your input and feedback. One of the things that we talked about last week is, not getting students involved early enough in the process. And so what we would like and what President Blake has asked is that we get a group of students who are interested in providing their input. As you know, we are living in the time of COVID. And the campus, as other college campuses across the country, will have access to certain COVID-related funds. And obviously, as our students, you are our stakeholders. And I know a couple of students were disappointed at the last SGA meeting and about not being involved on the front end. So here's an opportunity to be involved on the front end. There's no other information I can provide at this time because we haven't even got into this process. So if you could just help us identify a group of students, obviously SGA Exec Board would be at the core, but if you all wanted to bring in other students, that would be extremely helpful. And Hiba, you and I can talk offline and figure out how we can develop this group of students, but we just want to make sure we involve students on the front end.
Yeah, of course. So if there are any students on this call right now that are interested in participating, just send me an email, send me a private message. I'll put you down on a list and we can work something out. But if not, yeah, we'll definitely reach out to our senators as well. I'm sure there's a few people.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's all I have.
Thank you so much for coming, Dr. Hart. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so the Eco Committee Environmentally Conscious Organization Committee, or officials, I can't even remember. But basically, this is a committee that I've been talking about for the past month that we've created to increase sustainability initiatives on campus. Our next meeting will take place on April 12th. Our faculty co-chair is Dr. Angela Kelling, and our student co-chair is Miss Crystal Woodcock. So, yeah, our next meeting is on April 12th. If you're interested, let me know. Send me an email saying I want to participate in the next meeting, and I'll send you the link and add you to our teams. Currently, we're working on our constitution and bylaws. So if anyone wants to help us with that, that would be great too. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for that. Voting on constitutional amendments, everyone's favorite part. I should have a drum roll here. Okay. Anyways, sorry, I was reading a message. Let's see. So as we discussed these past two, yes, woohoo, on the EcoHawks committee. As we discussed at the past two meetings, we have been using, we've been trying to come up with a new way to count quorum and calculate quorum, because what we've been doing so far hasn't been working. I believe quorum as it stands now, is like 43. And so what we wanted to do is we took the Constitution, we picked who is choosing to participate as stated in the Constitution. So if you want more details about this, you can go on YouTube and watch one of the previous like 2 or 3 meetings. But I kind of explained how we interpreted the Constitution, and I specifically had the quotes and everything pulled up. But basically, we counted all of the student organizations that have attended meetings since the start of the school year. And fortunately, we have 22 organizations. So our new like count for the amount of organizations that have come to all SGA meetings thus far is 22. So 50 plus one of that would be our quorum. So in this case, 22, in this case, 12. So our new quorum is 12, I believe. Is it 12 or 11?
It's 11.
Okay, our new quorum is 11, I believe. So we just need 11 students to vote. And I'm pretty sure we have 11 students here. And take a wild guess. But I'm going to stop sharing my screen so we can manually take a vote. So, oh wait, I'm not sharing my screen. Abram, can you stop sharing your screen for a sec, please? Thank you so much. So does everybody know how to use the raise hand feature on Zoom? Okay, I can't see many faces. Thanks, Troy, for demonstrating that you do. If you're a student and I'm going to have y'all vote by raising your hand. So I'm going to share my screen really quickly with a recap of the constitutional amendments. I don't want y'all to vote on something you can't see. So here it is right in front of you. The first amendment is essentially to change the GPA requirement for those individuals that are thinking of running for executive council positions. We believe that people running just need to be in good academic standing with the university, and the Constitution as it stands now states that every individual on the executive council needs to have a GPA of 3.0 or higher. We're trying to lower that requirement, and hopefully this will expand the pool of applicants and lead more people to apply for EC positions. The other proposition is to basically take out that second part right here. As you can see, this part that I crossed out, which states that each EC member must be an officially designated organization rep of a recognized UHCL student organization. I've mentioned this before, but to reiterate, it's a little time consuming to be SJ president and a representation of a registered student organization. So, or representative of a student organization. So I just think we should be focused on one responsibility at a time. So we can start by voting on Proposition 1, which is to lower the GPA requirement. Are there any questions about Proposition 1, or are there any points of clarification? Is there something that I can expand on?
Hiba, to correct, the quorum number to pass the amendments is 12, not 11.
So I was right. All right, 12.
You're right. Sorry.
No, you're good. But yeah, okay. 12 should be good. But are there any questions? I can't see the chat. So, oh wait, let me pull it up. I got it. Yeah, okay. So if there are any questions, y'all can go ahead and ask. But if not, I'm gonna go ahead and start the voting process. So we'll stop sharing my screen. Please only vote if you're a student. All right. So if you are in favor of passing the constitutional amendment I just read, which is to lower the GPA requirement. Oh my God, y'all are voting. Oh gosh, this makes me so happy.
Hiba, I think we need to clarify something.
Yes.
Okay, so remember that we have a quorum number of 11. That means that we can vote, but remember we vote with the total number of students present. So we have to do the 2/3 majority of that number. So this isn't to pass the amendments. This is to basically say like, okay, these many orgs are present, so we can vote. And then when we need to pass the amendments, we need to do 2/3 of the total number of students present in the meeting.
Okay, can we do that today as well?
Yeah, so the total number of students present according to our calculations is 27. So we need 18, which is 2/3 majority, to pass the amendments. So do you want to explain that part to everyone so that they're not confused about what I'm talking about?
Okay, so to pass the amendment, we basically need 2/3 of the people 2/3 of the students in this room to vote and participate in the voting. So that way we know that we gauged enough people's responses. I believe Alina said 2/3 is 18. And we just have 18 students raising their hand, like exactly on the dot.
Yeah, but are you voting?
Oh, that's fair. Can I vote? I think. I hope I'm not
Yes.
doing anything
Yes,
wrong.
you can.
Okay, I'm voting. Jay, are you voting? Your hand's not raised.
The other one is.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Okay, so it looks like we have 20 student votes. Are there any other students that would like to participate in this voting? It's gonna pass either way.
So clarify that this is for the amendments, right? People are
Yes.
raising, yeah. Okay.
It looked like Crystal raised her hand.
Yeah, I see that. Thank you, Crystal. Okay, so it looks like we're good to go. Yeah, Troy, you can stop raising your hand. Everyone, y'all can stop raising your hand. Thank you guys so much. So that was so we did both, right, Alina? We took the quorum count and there's 12 people that participated and we reached 2/3 of the participants at this meeting.
Yeah, can we also do for people who want to abstain and
You
people who
need to
don't
do
want to
it.
pass? Yeah, just for our
Abstentions,
records.
fair.
Yes. Okay, sounds good. So if everybody can unraise their hand now, that includes me. All right. Sarah and Mugda, I think. Okay, perfect. So if anybody wants to abstain from voting, actually, let's do nay first. If
Those who
anybody
oppose first.
what?
Those who oppose and then abstentions.
Yeah, so anybody who wants to, I guess, go against our vote, who disagrees, opposes, any disagreements? Any nays? Now is your time to shine, my friend. Okay, nobody. So let's see. Let's do any abstentions. Anybody that is not interested in voting at this time.
This includes all students, by the way. The voting is just not for org reps. So if you didn't vote earlier, you can raise your hand now if you'd like to.
You're telling me that every student on this call voted yes?
No, we have 27 in the call. 20 voted yes, 0 voted
So
no.
7 of y'all need to be raising your hands for abstaining.
I mean, we can assume that they're abstaining, that they're not raising their hands. But I don't want to do that.
Man, I get sad when people just leave me on the Zoom on their phone. That so sucks. Anyways, continuing. I think we had a presentation from Mr. Denny. It's okay, Timothy. Don't worry. I believe you. Thank you for letting me know though. I think Mr. Denny had a presentation in the beginning that I kind of skipped over. So I'm sorry, Mr. Denny. But Abram, if we could go back to that slide with Mr. Denny's presentation to allow him to present. It's the second slide. Yeah.
There we are.
All right, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. You can go ahead and move to the next slide. This is the second presentation before SGA. And so if you have the ability to vote, you can choose, and this is for HIBA to manage, however you want to do it. You can choose to vote now, or since you will be here having a second hearing for the travel or study abroad fee that was presented, you can choose to vote for both of these at that time. So I'll defer to HIBA how you want to do that. But the request is to increase, as you can see on the slide there, those are the 3 current meal plans for students living in the residence hall. And technically anybody could choose to do a purchase a meal plan. It's a declining balance. So every time you purchase things, it just takes down your balance and you start at each semester with that minimum balance. The request is to increase the one required, the $1,000 per semester to $1,400 or per semester. And below that is a table and says that here are some meal distributions and kind of what you spend per meal. The first one on the assumption that if you're only eating 2 meals a day, you're eating a little bit more each of those meals. And so you're spending something like $10 a meal. And so you're spending over $2,000, and 3 meals a day, you're spending over $2,000, but eating smaller meals. And then 10 meals a week, which is a little challenging to do that. But at $9 a meal, you're still getting to $1,400. So the point of that is that really no good meal plan, you're spending less than $1,400 a semester. And the primary concern that the university has is that we're sending a message to incoming students that $1,000 a semester, which is our only required meal plan, that's what it costs to eat for a semester. And that's not what it costs to eat for a semester. If you would change to the next slide, please. Here are a look at some meal plans that are at other campuses. Now, granted, at UH, these are swipe plans. So in other words, you go in, you get your tray, you put whatever you want on it, and you get one swipe. And these different plans have different numbers of swipes that you're allowed, but all of those are well above the $1,400 minimum that we're proposing. Next slide, please. This is UH Victoria that also has a residence hall and dining facilities. And you see they've got a combination of, it's still a swipe for theirs, but again, their dining facility is structured very different from how ours is. But you can see even then the 19 meals a week, which is a little, averaging 3 a day. A couple days you're only going to eat 2 a day. Still over $2,000, and then the 160 meals per semester, which is that same 10 meals a week as I presented earlier. If you average $9 a meal, is again over $1,400, which is what we're proposing. Then they have a couple smaller ones with just total 40 meals and 20 meals for commuters that just eat occasionally. Next slide, please. And then here's just to round out a look at other places. Texas Southern with their proposal there at 19 meals a week and 14 meals a week, which again is 2 meals a day in the second one, and the first one 3 meals a day most days, but a couple days only 2 meals a day, and again 1,400 and 1,700. So even some of the minimal plans are going to be $1,400. Next slide, please. And so this is the formal request, is that we increase it for that one plan only. The 2 other optional plans would stay as they are. And one of the things that came out of the dining advisory council that originally heard this proposal, and they did support it, they did ask that for returning students. So if you're living in Hunter Residence Hall this year and would come back and live there next year, that we grandfather in the $1,000. And in general, I think those students have already figured out what it costs them to eat per year. I get it that this pandemic year has been an unusual year, and I'm very hopeful that next year will not be quite such an unusual year. But I do believe those students have figured out how to eat throughout the year. And so I'm not as concerned that if we grandfather in the $1,000 minimum plan for those students, that we're misleading them, because they have a year of experience. And so we're supportive, and I'll work with housing to do that, and we'll grandfather that in. But for all new coming students to the residence hall, this proposal would increase that minimum plan to $1,400 per semester. I believe that's my last slide, but if Jeff, okay, these talked about the grandfathering in. Some other things that we're working on is I haven't got the nuts and bolts to do this second one, but once you fully expend your $1,400 or whatever meal plan that you're on, if you top it up and add more dollars to your dining card, we would give you a discount. As example, for $90, you'd get $100 added to your meal plan card, and continue to use that at all 3, the coffee house, the Hawk Energy Bar, and the patio cafe. We're looking at some other initiatives to do gift cards and things like that, and create events across the campus to encourage students to utilize our dining facilities and so forth. Only the grandfathered one in is currently approved, and the second one, the discount, only because I have to work out the nuts and bolts of how we do that. But we'll most likely offer that as well if we can figure that out. It shouldn't be that difficult, but these systems always can be a little more than you think. Let's see if I have any more slides, since I obviously don't have my presentation memorized. Okay, that's just to talk about what we're doing across the campus. It really is connected, but not directly related to this fee request. Obviously, we've implemented the Boost mobile app. We have the pickup window where people can order and go and pick up their food without having to wait, making it easier to get meals before class, so forth. Hiba, I see a question.
Yeah, so I think Troy has his hand
Oh,
raised.
I'm sorry, I can't see once the screen
Yeah,
is
yeah.
shared.
So Troy,
Please, Troy.
Yeah, did you say the grandfathered in meal plan got approved?
Yeah, I'm happy to. I got to work with housing to do the mechanics of it, but yes.
I'm very excited about that. Thank you.
All right, we're doing some renovations to the patio cafe this summer. Primarily, what we're going to do is we're going to create a wall to wall off the dining area from where you get the food, which is one step closer to getting us to a swipe program versus the you pay for each item individually. We're also going to put a air vestibule and a doorway from the dining area out onto the patio for when the weather is nice and people want to go out there and eat, making that more accessible. And again, those are all steps in the process. And hopefully next summer, we will do the final renovation piece and create an actual cafeteria style experience. And at that time, we'll try and go to a swipe as opposed to the declining balance. And through the Student Dining Advisory Council, they're working directly with Chartwells to improve, upgrade, and expand our meal offerings. They've done quite a few things already. I know I've had the vegan wrap that they offer, and actually I really enjoy that, even though I confess I'm a begrudging vegan myself. Do I have any more slides? Nope, that's it. Okay, that completes the presentation. The formal request is to increase the minimum plan from 1,000 per semester to 14,000 or 1,400. Woo, 14,000. I apologize. That is absolutely a misstatement. 1,400. It would apply only to residents of Hunter Residence Hall, though would be, of course, open to any student to purchase. And again, back to the original. This is the second hearing. However, if you want to wait and have an official vote when SGA votes on the study abroad insurance fee, then I'm happy to do that. Turn it back over to Hiba. Thank you.
So, I mean, I think it's up to the students, but I will say, like, personally, if the students care about my opinion, I think we're doing a lot of voting today and we still have another constitutional amendment to vote on. So I think we could just vote on both of the fee proposals together at the same time next week.
That works fine.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Denny, for coming. So, Abram, could you flash forward to voting on constitutional amendment slide right there? So, recap, I know I'm a little bit all over the place. I'm sorry, guys. This portion of SGA is a little bit confusing to me, like quorum, all of it. But here we are. So, as far as the constitutional amendment that I just presented, Abram, I'm going to share my screen really quickly. The first constitutional amendment that I presented for changing the GPA requirement has passed. Woo! Okay, I was expecting more applause, but that's fine. So now to proposition number 2. This is going to be the second constitutional amendment that we will be voting on. There's 2 parts to this voting. Everybody, we need to make sure we meet quorum, right? So we need to have at least 11 student organizations voting. And then we need to have at least 2/3 of the students present at this meeting voting. So that's 27. Yes.
No, 2/3 of those of those present in the meeting would need to pass it. So we need 27 people to vote and 18 to pass it. And
Okay.
I think we checked our quorum, so we're good on that front. We don't have to check that again.
Okay, so that means we can just vote. Woohoo! Gosh, this
So
is
those who vote, who wants this, who passes, yay or nay. So we're going to do the yay part first. So whoever is yay for this amendment, you can raise your hand now. And then.
all right. If anybody wants any clarification on what the amendment is, even though I've been going over it a few times, if y'all want that clarification.
Oh, I can raise my hand as well.
Oh, I can raise my hand too. I'm sorry. Okay. Crystal, did you figure it out? The hand raising thing? You're raising your hand. Okay. I can't see your name. Abram, you can also raise your hand as well.
Abram, could you do the raise hand instead of the thumbs up?
Crystal, it's under reactions. If you click reactions at the bottom of your screen, there should be an option to raise hand or lower hand. If you can find that. If not, you could just. Sorry about that. All right. Let's see. Have all the students voted that are interested in voting on this? These are all the yays. I can't, but I raise my hand. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so we got our votes. How many is that, Alina?
I see 20.
20. So we have 20 yays. How many people oppose this amendment? So how many nays do we have?
So you can put your hand down if you already voted.
Roberto, you should consider joining SGA next semester, by the way. Just letting you know. You seem like a really active and involved student. Side note. Okay, Crystal, you're nay?
I don't think you can say that.
Oh.
Don't shame them.
No, I'm not shaming her. I'm just that took me by surprise. Okay. Are there any nays? It's okay if you're a nay. I'm not gonna say anything. Oh, well, no nays. No, I just didn't lower it. Okay, perfect. Are there any abstentions? Is there anyone who is not interested in participating in this voting process? Going once? Going twice? Any abstentions? Last call. All right. No abstentions. Yay! Oh my God. This whole year, we have been working on trying to meet quorum and pass something. And we did it. Finally, April 6th. Historical moment, guys. Whew. This one's for the books. Anyways, adrenaline rush. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's see. Now we can go back to the PowerPoint. I know this is really amazing. This is like the highlight of my career right now. Oh gosh. Thank you. Okay, next slide. Thank you all for participating, by the way, in this whole process. Now we have Derek Delgado, our VP Committee Coordinator, talking about ONSP, as well as the implementation of new open forum platform and committee representatives end of the year wrap up. Mr. Delgado, are you on the call? I actually think he might have gotten disconnected. If he did get disconnected, Derek, are you here? Derek going once, going twice, going thrice. He's not here. All right. So I'm going to really quickly summarize these things. Derek will probably be back next week to talk about this. I'm going to guess by the title that the orientation and new student leader in the new student programs application has been extended. So if you're interested in applying, go ahead and apply. I used to work with orientation. It's really fun. It's a great experience. You get to meet new people and you get to work on your people skills a lot. Like it gets you out of your comfort zone in a good way. To like you get to talk to new people and then you never have to see them again. Okay, implementation of new open forum platforms. So we're going to add an anonymous component to our open forum. So we will have like a Google link, a Google survey link that will allow you to anonymously submit your open forum questions. Open forum is an opportunity that we have for students to ask anything that they want to anyone they want about anything that they want. And we want to make sure that students feel comfortable asking tough questions or just feel like this is a safe place to ask their questions. And so therefore, we've created this anonymous component to give students that comfort and privacy. Also, for our committees that we have, if there are any people that are on committees on this call, we're going to try to have like a committee representative end of the year wrap up. So basically, we're going to try to have our committee reps come to our SGA meetings and kind of give you guys an update as to what they've been working on this entire year. It'll also give you guys insight as to what committee representatives really do throughout the year and what work they do and what their job is. And it'll also show you the million different committees. We have a committee for everything on this campus. So like it'll show you all the different opportunities that you have to make a difference and share your voice and opinion. Next slide, please.
All right. Hello, everyone. So we have 3 events actually to mention. And for the first event, I kind of wanted to preface a little bit that it may be difficult for people who've experienced domestic violence or trauma. So we'd like to give a heads up that there could be some kind of violent imagery involved. It's a domestic violence awareness, and the event is called When Love Hurts, Jessica's Story, and it's hosted by Professor Joyce Taylor. I think she's actually on this call today. So shout out to Professor Joyce Taylor.
Special shout out to
Special shout out to Professor Joyce
Special
Taylor.
shout out.
It's going to be a presentation to share daughter's story and give helpful information, and also has some professionals that she's going to introduce with some contact information. We're going to learn the facts on how you can assist people who are affected by domestic violence. It's going to be April 9th at 9:30, and this is a continued part of UHCL's Continue Education series. I have on Get Involved a list of the links where you can sign up for it or register, and I'll also put Professor Taylor's email address in the chat. Second event is the Sunset Cinema Series. It's hosted by the UHCL Alumni Association as well as Campus Rec. This on the 10th of April, they're going to be hosting Back to the Future, and it'll start at 6:45. But the doors will open at 6:45, but the actual movie starts at 7:45. It'll be in the Campus Rec and Wellness backyard, and I'll also post the link for that one. And last but not least, we have the Balancing the Badge event. That's going to be hosted by Mayor Student Leadership Alliance. It's going to be open table talk between law enforcement officers and students in the Houston area. It'll also include some community leaders, campus security, and city police. It's going to be on the 13th of April from 5 to 6. And it's kind of really just a chance to have open communication between law enforcement and the community that they serve, and talk about some policing. Oh, there's a flyer. Okay. Yeah. Some policing strategy.
So I will, sorry to interrupt you, Brandon, but I'll give a few more details. Is Mr. Miller on the call, Chief Miller? Russell Miller.
I'm here.
What's up? How are you?
I'm good.
So basically, this is the event that we're having with the Mayor's Student Leadership Alliance. It was kind of based off of the town hall things that we've been doing, where we gave officers and students an opportunity to engage in a discussion and kind of bridge that gap of communication. So we're essentially doing the same thing, but on a larger scale, on a community level. So we want to have officers from university police departments across the city of Houston. So yeah, I don't know how to say that any other way, but across the city of Houston have panelists. And then we also have students. We are going to have representative from Black Lives Matter, representative from March for Our Lives Houston, and more. And we want to have as many students involved as possible to allow for a conversation. So it'll allow police officers to figure out what concerns students have and what they can work on. And then it'll allow students to ask questions to officers about anything that they might be confused about, or things they might be wondering about training, or all of these things. And it'll have multiple different officers, so it'll allow for multiple different perspectives as well. We have Chief Rodriguez from Rice University who's coming, Chief Moore from UH Main campus, UH System campus, and then hopefully Chief Miller, I'm putting you down because UHCL and stuff like that. So if you guys are interested in coming, you can scan the link to register, or you can scan the QR code to register. I can also send the link for you guys to register. There's also more email with more information. There's also more information on our Instagram and social media pages, so you can check that out as well. Again, the MESLA email, mesla.houston@gmail.com, is also on the screen. You can feel free to email me at that account if you have any questions. But I look forward to seeing y'all there. This is going to be an exciting event. So
Very
yeah,
nice.
that's all I wanted to say. Brandon, you can continue.
All right, cool. I think that pretty much wraps it up. I'll post the link in the chat that has all the links for all the events.
So Brandon's also amazing and incredible. And not only has he posted all of this information on social media, but it's also on Get Involved. So if you're interested, unless you haven't done that, you've done that, right?
Yeah, I done
Oh,
that.
sorry.
Hey, Brandon, I'm going to reach out to you because I was just looking at your title within SGA, and you and I should probably be having some regular conversations.
Okay, I'm definitely down to set that up.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
All right. So yeah, that's it. Next slide, please. Thank you, Mr. Miller. Let's see. Okay, Mr. Mills. I know it's been a really heavy meeting and we've kept you for so long, but the floor is now yours.
Oh, absolutely no need to apologize. It's fun getting to catch up with SGA. So I do have a presentation. If you want me to share slides, I'm sorry I didn't send it to you. I apologize.
Oh, no, you're good. Let me, oh, I don't think I can. Can somebody make him co-host so he can share his screen?
I promise not
There
to
you
mess
go.
anything up. All right. So yeah, lots going on this coming weekend. So the first thing, kind of share with y'all got an email about this, but the rec center has expanded our hours of operation effective yesterday. So instead of closing at 8 o'clock Monday through Thursday, we're now closing at 9. I know that still doesn't meet the need for all of our students, but that is the best we can do right now. And then we've also added 4 hours to Sunday. So we are back to operating 7 days a week. And that did go into effect yesterday. So please, 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 if you haven't been to the rec center, it is clean, it is disinfected. We are not super busy. There is always space for students. You don't have to RSVP to come in anymore. We do still require masks. We have hand sanitizer everywhere. Our staff is on hands and knees cleaning equipment throughout the day. So if you have that level of anxiety about coming to the facility, just come check it out. You don't have to work out, but just come look at what we're doing, because we're doing some really good stuff. So, all right. So this weekend is Family Weekend, April 9th through the 11th. And there are 5 major events happening Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And UHCL students, as well as family and friends in the community are invited to almost all of them. So you can see the list of the departments and programs that are helping to put this together. More information can be found on the different websites and social media platforms for all these different groups. And they just talked about the Alumni Association is showing Back to the Future that was originally scheduled for March, but it got moved because of the weather. So overview of the weekend, there's a Hawk Pantry food drive on Friday from 1 to 5. At 7 o'clock, Hawk Spirit and Tradition Council will be celebrating Hunter's 8th birthday between 7 and 8 o'clock in the backyard. So there will be there'll be some festivities, cake, cookies, and stuff like that. And then at 8 o'clock or close to 8 o'clock, we will be showing Wonder Woman 1984 on the big screen. So if you took advantage of watching that on HBO Max like I did, you can now see it on the big screen, and the weather is going to cooperate Friday night. So it'll be a lot of fun. On Saturday the 10th, the big event is going on, and I've got another slide about that specifically, but that is hosted by Student Involvement and Leadership. When that event ends between 1 and 2, and those participants get dropped back off on campus, from 2 to 5, we will be hosting the Spring Rec Fest at the Rec Center. So we will have 18 to 22 different games and activities, fitness demos, and indoor bingo hall, as well as free snacks, free drinks, and giveaway items. So that should also be a lot of fun, and that is open to everybody that wants to come. And then on Sunday, we are hosting our first ever Take Flight 5K event, and that is not free. There is a cost involved with that because this is something that we want to do moving forward in future years. But it is $20 for students and $30 for non-students. That will get you event shirt, giveaways, snacks and drinks, and participant medals. And then we have placement medals for the running division, first, second, and third for men's and women's divisions. So just to give you a little bit more detail about these. So the big events, when I gave this presentation to core leadership yesterday, we were at 130. I was told today we are at 150 with registered volunteers. So that is fantastic. And then there are about 9 different sites that those volunteers will be going out representing UH Clear Lake and giving back to the community. So if you are part of that, thank you so much from Campus Rec and from everybody within the Division of Student Affairs, but that is fantastic, and we will continue to grow that program in the future. On Saturday with the Rec Fest, as I said, that will be after the big event is over, so from 2 to 5 o'clock. If any student orgs are interested in serving as volunteers to help facilitate any of these games, please, 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 I cannot beg enough. You can email me and just let me know, hey, my group would like to have 1 or 2 people come and facilitate. Any groups that help us out, I will talk to those individuals and we will figure out how Campus Rec and Wellness can properly thank you in your organization, either through free rentals of the facility or putting on a program for you. Literally, we will do anything to get some more volunteers to help us out with this. So if you can help out, then please do. If you want to attend, then just please RSVP through our website. And every UHCL student can bring up to 3 guests. If you have more guests than that, just email us and we're fine. Again, the Alumni Association will be showing Back to the Future on Saturday night. So there's 2 outdoor movies totally free if anybody wants to come out and partake in those. And then again on Sunday, we have the Take Flight 5K. Right now, we actually have 12 people registered. So not the number we were hoping for, but understand. But registration is still open if anybody does want to register for that. Again, it is $20. The course is exactly 3.1 miles to the step. I walked it and ran it myself. But the course is going to highlight the new walking path along the bayou, as well as the upgrades out at Delta tennis courts. And then it's just going to be beautiful. And everybody knows our campus is gorgeous. So that is all I have for you, and I'm happy to answer any questions if anybody has any. Look at that, stayed within time, first time ever.
When does the registration for the 5K close?
It was supposed to close tomorrow, but honestly, we're just going to leave it open until through the event. And we'd like to have the people register beforehand, but we'll take registration that day. You can register for that through our RW Connect platform, which is where the link will drive you. If you want to register online, you have to use a credit card, not a debit card, but a credit card to log into that platform. It's just your normal UHCL username and password. It's all the same. And everybody already has an account if you're a student. If you have family or friends who want to register, they can create an account. It costs $0 and it takes literally 3 minutes. And then they can also register themselves as well. And if anybody wants to register in person, just anytime you want to come to the rec center when we're open, we can do your registration in person. All right, awesome. Hey, great to see everybody. I'm glad that we have students that are still super engaged. So congratulations on passing an amendment. That is excellent. And Campus Rec is here for you. If we can help out, please let us know.
Thank you so much. Y'all have all of our support. Thank you for coming. So for the rest of you all here, I am going to go ahead and table the rest of the agenda items as the time is already 12:31 and I want to be respectful of y'all's time. Sorry, my printer is about to go off.
I think this is that awkward silence that everyone just really enjoys. I think
it sounds like this, unless y'all want to hear this.
Hi, sorry to interrupt, but I'm from counseling services. We had like a brief presentation and we can't come another week just given our schedules with clients and everything. Is that something that like we're able to do? It should just
Yeah, we can. Abram, if you could just share the screen with their presentation, that would be great. We can.
Okay, cool. Thank you all so much for your patience and everything. We appreciate it. So my name is Molly. I'm a doctoral intern over at Counseling Services. I'm presenting with someone else. We're not in the same space, but Jacqueline Jenner, she's also a doctoral intern here.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, there. So Counseling Services, we're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We have our webpage, we have our phone number. All of our services right now are via Zoom just because of the pandemic. So we can go to the next slide. I'm just going to give like a very brief run through of all of this and then want to tell you about some new programming that we're doing. So first, we offer one-to-one services that could be individual, couples therapy, psychiatry, case management. And we also have an after-hours crisis line called Protocol. People can call in and press number 2 after hours, and they can get connected to a licensed counselor. We have group services. These topics vary each semester. Currently, we're offering an Understanding Self and Others process group, a grief group, and a group pertaining to relational trauma. We also have drop-in outreach groups. So there's a skills group, mindfulness group, and relaxation groups, and these are offered multiple times throughout the week. All of the Zoom links are on our website. And again, this is drop-in, so it's not something you have to consistently go to. And then, of course, we also have self-directed services like the WellTrack app, which is free if you use your UHCL email address. And then there's a bunch more self-help resources on our website. Next slide, please.
So we're offering new programs. So there's a support group for international students. It's virtual via Zoom, taking place Fridays from 12 to 1, starting on April 9th. The Zoom link is there. We're also offering a COVID or impacts of COVID support group Wednesdays, 12 to 1, starting on April 21st. Zoom link is also there. And then we're offering a 3-part virtual series for pertaining to like graduate student workshop series. So that those 3 series are time management, the impact of COVID on graduate school, and self-care. And then there are the various days and times. It's going to be on Monday starting April 19th from 1 to 2. And so again, everything is being everything's on Zoom right now. And then you can go to the next slide, please.
Okay, so the last thing that we just wanted to introduce to you all, I'm working on creating a critical conversation series with Alumni Association. And so the first one that's coming up is going to be on consent and sexual violence. It's next week, Tuesday, April 13th from 12 to 1:30. That's the registration link. It is something that you have to register for prior to going. And some of the material is maybe triggering for some people. And so just something to keep in mind if you do plan on attending. The second one that we're going to be doing is on body diversity, which is going to be Tuesday, April 27th, again from 12 to 1. And then one on sexuality and gender diversity, which will be in June, on June 15th from 12 to 1 o'clock.
Do y'all have a graphic with this information on it?
So we have the flyers for the like support groups and everything that are coming out, but we don't have the flyers for the critical conversation series yet.
So if you have any like flyers or graphics, if y'all want to send them to SGA, we can also post them on our social media accounts to help you guys get the word out.
So I think so the flyers, I'm reading the comment from Amber in the chat. All of the flyers are on Get Involved and posted on social media. And you can also reach out to her specifically for more information.
Thank you, Amber. Thank you. Yeah, that would be great. I'll post them as well, and I'll repost your post. Okay.
Cool. Thank you. And then, yeah, this is just how you can get in touch with us. But thank you all. Sorry for taking up some of your time.
Thank you for your time, everyone.
Thank you so much for coming and presenting. We appreciate it. So I'm gonna go ahead and let Miss Thomas present since she's our last presentation of the day. Alina?
Yes, I am sharing my screen. I'll go over everything pretty quickly. Hi, everyone. I'm from the Office of Student Involvement and Leadership. So this is just a quick reminder about our Heart of a Hawk Cup awards that we're having in tangent with the family weekend this weekend, where orgs can sign up and basically attend the different events during this weekend and get points. And the team with the most number of points will win the Heart of a Hawk Cup. So please do sign up. The link is available on Get Involved. Next, we do have our virtual student leadership awards that has been going on, in the sense that we've had forms available where you can nominate the student leaders you want to recognize or the orgs you want to recognize. So this is a great way to show how grateful you are to your org members or to your peers who have done a lot for your orgs, especially with our current climate. The deadline is next Wednesday, April 14th at 12 noon. And all the forms are available on Get Involved to sign up for. And we will be having a online version of the awards, and we will be posting videos of the awardees on our social media. So that will be on May 12th, 2021. And the deadline to sign up or to nominate your peers is on April 14th. That's next Wednesday at 12 noon. All right. Okay, why does this do that? Okay. Next, we do have our LADS workshops. We just have 2 remaining. Our next one will be taking place on April 6th. It doesn't show on this flyer for some reason. It got canceled out. Also, apologies, there is construction going on around my house, so sorry about that. But we do have Asia Rodriguez, who will be presenting on April 8th. She will be talking about leading with consistency, communication, and vulnerability. She has had a lot of experience, and she'll be sharing her tips and tricks. And next, we have on 20th of April, Zoom Fatigue is Real, which will be hosted by Counseling Services. All the links and all the information is available on Get Involved. And lastly, we do have leadership opportunities for our next cohorts for all our fee-funded groups: HSCC, Campus Activities Board, SGA, as you can currently see, and our mascot program. Campus Activities Board, as most of you know, they help host a lot of activities on campus. So if you are interested, please sign up right over here. The links are available on Get Involved. Same with HSTC and mascot program and SGA. The deadline is next, oh God, I suddenly blanked. April 12th. Yes, I don't know why I blanked. The deadline is April 12th at 5 p.m. So if you are interested, please do, 1 p.m., please do sign up. It is a great opportunity, and you do grow and you learn a lot. So it really helps with your student experience at UHCL.
So if I could like piggyback off of that for student government applications, I think you guys should all apply. I'm not going to be here. My term ends at the end of April. Yeah, it does sound like some serious construction, but my term ends at the end of April, and then I graduate in December. So I will be unable to do SGA for this next year. I will still participate as a student, but I would love to see all of you guys take up these positions and like take my place, man. I would love to watch one of y'all do this. But yeah, it's really fun, and you learn a lot of things, and you learn a lot of transferable skills that can take you really far in life. So it's definitely worth it. I hope you'll consider applying. And also, now that we have lowered the GPA requirement, as long as you're in good academic standing with the university, you're eligible to run. So run and tell your friends to run. All right. The quote of the day is, "Let us remember one book, one pen, one child, and one teacher can change the world," by Malala Yousafzai. I definitely butchered her last name, even though she's Pakistani. Anyways. All right. That's it. I will see you all next week on April 13th.
Thank you, Hiba. Good job.